welcome to Phil's YouTube channel, The Phil's Gang. My name is Steve Celeste. I'm the Director of Education with philsgang.com. And last week I did a little video for you because Phil is out on vacation. And last week I talked about noise in the market and, how to avoid that, stay away from fundamentals, and kind of pay attention to charts. This week I want to talk a little bit about, continuing, the stock market getting ready to crash. And what we look for is this. Let me first pull up our bond market here. And you're going to see right here, you've got your 3-month yield. And down here, you got your 10-year yield, okay? And these numbers, this one right here, and this one up here, if they ever invert, right, if they cross, meaning if the 3-month number gets bigger than the 10-year, or the 10-year gets smaller than the 3-month, however you want to look at it, then it's almost a foolproof indicator that the market is going to crash. Phil has been around a long, long time. I've been around through a couple of them, and every time we've had a major pullback in the market, that those two numbers right there have inverted. Okay, something else that we've been talking a lot about here at Phil's Gang is that the 10-year yield especially affects the market a lot these days. In fact, in the last couple of weeks, they've been basically teeter-tottering that number back and forth between about 120 and 135. Actually, it was at 138 earlier this week. And what that does is it causes kind of an inverse reaction between the banks and the big tech stocks. Okay, so we've talked about that a lot, so I'm not going to get too much further into that today, but I did just want to remind you about that. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move this out of the way, and I'm going to go real quick over here to this guy, and I want to show you just this. Okay, the big tech stocks right now are pulling back, and that's because that 10-year yield is back up over 130, right? It's at like 1.34 we saw. The banks should be starting to shoot up, okay? And they did. They started to, but then came right back down. So this is another indicator that the big tech stocks and the market is getting closer to a crash. Look at this, right? Yesterday they had the yield at 129 and it couldn't push this up, right? They dropped it from 136 down to 129 yesterday and couldn't get Apple to break out. And then today, of course, the yield went up and Apple pulled back pretty strong here, as you can see here, right? So that's something I wanted you to pay attention to. Just make sure, I'm not going to go through all this list. I'm not going to keep you here on the channel for, very long today. I just want you to realize that it's so simple what we do every day for you at Phil's Gang. And one other thing I wanted to teach you about, or kind of put your attention on, due to the fact that the Biden administration is really trying to push vaccine mandates. And whether you're a vaxxer or an anti-vaxxer, that doesn't matter. But those particular stocks, vaccine stocks, can be very profitable no matter what direction they're going. Okay, and let me show you what I'm talking about. Look at INO here. This is Inovio Pharmaceuticals. Let me put it out on the year. Now, this one doesn't look like it's doing much over here, but it is getting ready to go short. Now, it's a cheap stock, so I really would probably stay away from this one because I don't like to short stocks under $10. There's just not enough room for them to come down. Plus, you have to worry about stockbrokers, implying fees on you. Usually when you're under $10, they'll hit you with like a $25 fee. Now, not all the time, but it can happen. All right, better just to avoid it. Pfizer. Look how well Pfizer has done here this year because of vaccines, right? It went from 33 up to 45, and now it's starting ready to become a good short again. Okay, so you can make a lot of money with this one on the way down. Moderna, right? mRNA. This one has been doing great, started to come down, and now it's starting to push back up again, but needs to break out up here. So if you're new and you don't know what you're doing, don't chase this here. You'd be an absolute fool. okay, unless you're short. But even there, I wouldn't do it just yet because there's the small chance that it could cross. But it has to get up here to about 498 before you can even try to go long. All right. Johnson & Johnson also looking like a really good short here as it's starting to break down. If I bring it in a little bit closer, you can see how you've been just dropping here. You're almost down to 68%. And for gang members, we know this is where we're going to start adding to our shares short. AstraZeneca, right, also doing really well, turning red here, getting ready to be a good short. If it takes out this base right in here, right, or gets down to about 55, I'd say about 55.80, you can start adding shares to that short position. Novavax, right, Novavax doing really well here as well, pushing straight up, getting to that overbought point and giving you a little head and shoulders up here. So it's also a good one to take profits, which we do every Friday. CureVac. CureVac's not a very popular one, but it's still out there, kind of sideways right now. I wouldn't touch this one. Gilead, right? Guild. This one also getting ready to roll over and become a short soon as well. BioNTech, right? BioNTech, red under yellow, under 68%. Money flow starting to come out of this one, so be careful. Don't try to chase it long. It could beat you up. And then the last thing I'll talk about here is AbbVie, right? AbbVie Inc. doing really well. A nice short there, now breaking 68% as well. I like it. I would definitely keep them on your watch list, and as they make new lows, start adding to them. All right, so that's about it. Now I just want to remind everybody to, go to philsgang.com if you want to learn how to trade. We'll teach you how to do it. All you got to do is at the top of the website, you're going to see Get Started. Now, it's not going to be here on this page because I'm logged in, but if I wasn't logged in, you would see a big button right up here that says Get Started. Once you click that page, then you're just going to select the Working Investor Plan. The Working Investor Plan, normally $59.95 per month. You get it for 10 days for free to give us a try. That includes full access to the Phil's Gang website, which includes class and updates, which means you get coffee talk, you get our live trading class, you get all the archives for the week, right? You can see there's 5 classes there that you can check out. You get the Working Investor Plan, where I teach you or tell you everything that you need to know for the week. Okay, I tell you, buy this, sell this, add to this, keep your stop here. I'm letting you know exactly what we do. You also get Market Wrap, right? And then you also get alerts. Okay, we do alerts throughout the day. You get training courses. Okay, those are all included in the membership. You get access to the tools page. Okay, on the tools page, you get earnings calendars. You get a percent calculator. You get a quick link to the market page info over at CNBC. You get some other information down here that tells you about, basically, these are Phil's 5 stocks right here. And you also get a lot of different categories. This right here is letting you know what the direction of all the different markets are. Like right here, you can see the utility sector is up today, where the retail is down today. You can see industrials are up. Okay, that's going to be that way because they raised that yield, right? Materials are down. Metals and mining are down, right? The consumer discretionaries are up. Healthcare is down. Energy is down, right? So you got all the different sectors you can look at. And then over here, if you're new, there's a bunch of stocks down here that you can take a look at that are right around or underneath $20. Now, sometimes they're a little bit higher, but they're pretty close. And these are great for people who are new, that don't have a lot of experience trading. This is where you kind of want to look. And again, that's all included with your 10-day trial. Plus, you get access to this chart right here, the Pro 2 chart, which lets you know if it's green, the money's going in. If it's red, the money's coming out. And that's all you got to know. All right. I'll see you on the charts. Have yourself a great weekend.